So anyhow, we waited and we finally decided that November would be the right time to get pregnant, and so we tried, and sure enough, here we are. We got pregnant the first try in November, and so now today I'm what? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I am 8 weeks and 2 days pregnant. So I was kind of surprised that I actually got pregnant. I had never charted temperatures or any of that stuff, ovulation kits and other stuff. I'd never done that before. But I decided that I was going to do it for some reason, just for the heck of it. So I did. I charted, and it was kind of obsessive behavior. It was kind of crazy. My husband thought I was a little nuts. But I did it, and I started testing, like pregnancy tests around 7 days after I ovulated, maybe even 6, probably 6. And I knew that I was going to get negative tests, and so I kept testing anyways, and it kept crushing my spirit because I kept seeing just this one line pop up. And so anyhow, I kept testing. The day before my period was due, I tested that morning, and it said, nope, not pregnant, big fat one line, you're not pregnant. So I was a little disappointed, and I figured, well, if I'm pregnant, it would show up now. So I'm not pregnant, and I'm just not going to worry about it. And for some reason, that night I decided to take another test. Well, it was a Dollar Tree test, and I took it, and I just let the urine go all the way across the panel, and then I just chunked it in the garbage. So for some reason, I was like, why did I do that? So I got up about 5 minutes later, and I looked at it, and I couldn't tell if it was an evaporation line or, excuse me, or if it was an actual faint positive. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Well, my brothers were here with my husband watching the fight, cage fighting, and so I was passing around my pee stick to everybody so they could look at it, and my brother's like, well, that's what my wife's looked like, and I was like, really? So, because with the other 2 girls, I took pregnancy tests like 3 days after I missed my period, so I mean, they were blazing. So anyways, I waited till the next morning to take another one. I got up at 3:30 in the morning because I was about to bust. So I got up to go pee, and I peed on the stick, and sure enough, on the first response, it was a faint positive, and I was like, oh, that's sweet. So I was kind of excited about that. And, but I didn't have any symptoms. My boobs didn't hurt, I wasn't really hungry, and I didn't feel nauseated, but, that's the way I was with the girls. I never had any symptoms in the beginning. So, but it wasn't long after I got my BFP, that, big fat positive, that I started getting symptoms, and I started getting a little hungry, and a little bit of heartburn, and, just some normal things like that. And, but really, it's not been that bad. I get tired, but I'm not one for taking naps, so I just kind of lounge around. I've taken 2 naps since I found out I was pregnant. And I do get nauseated some, but I've not thrown up. I get like when I wake up in the morning, I feel kind of, like, God, I feel like I could throw up, but if I lay there for a while or go back to sleep, then kind of it feels a little better, or drink a little water. So that, that's been going on, but then when I eat, sometimes I feel really full, like for a really long time. Like last night, for example, I ate some leftover egg fried rice, and I didn't eat a whole lot, just a little bit. And it was with me for like 4 hours. I felt like I was up to here, like so full. I couldn't even drink anything. I was so full. And I don't know why that is. I've never had that before. So it's kind of weird. But anyhow, it's going good. I mean, I can't really complain about anything. We had an ultrasound at 5 weeks, 6 days. And the baby was measuring right on time. And but there was no heartbeat. So I went back a week later on December 11th. And I was 7 weeks 1 day at that time, and the baby was still measuring on time, and we seen the heartbeat. The heartbeat was 120, so that made us feel better. And I'll show a little ultrasound picture at the end. And then I went back again. Let's see. No, I haven't went back since then. I went on the 11th, but I go back on the 30th of this month to see the nurse practitioner, just to do like the history and all that good stuff. Just a bunch of paperwork. And then the first week of January, I go for a finger stick or some sort of blood draw for first trimester screening. And then the second week of January, I go back for the ultrasound where they test the nuchal translucence or whatever you call it, the NT scan. So I'll be doing that. They said now that they're probably going to do progesterone shots starting around 16 weeks because of the contractions I had in my last pregnancy. And they also said that I may go on bed rest around that time as well because both my babies had IUGR, which is intrauterine growth restriction. Since they both had that, they say sometimes bed rest can help increase the blood flow to the baby and the oxygen and the nutrients and stuff. And so it's possible that it can cause IUGR to stop or slow down, but it's not really a proven thing. There's not any really hard studies on it. So that's a possibility. My doctor, who I have a new doctor, and he's absolutely amazing. I can't say enough good things about him. But he said that for me to have my bags packed and ready by 28 weeks, that I may be going to the hospital by that point, which is okay by me. You can just hook me up to all the monitors you want, and I will just be completely satisfied. Just really nervous, really nervous. Sometimes it's hard to be excited when you've had 2 losses back to back. But I do get excited from time to time, and I'm enjoying the pregnancy as best I can. So, I mean, I don't really know how to explain that except for what's supposed to be an exciting time the entire time. I still have fears and anxiety. I have fears of miscarriage, and I've never miscarried. I've had a stillbirth and I've had neonatal death. But miscarriage, it just scares me. It scares the death out of me. So, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to deal with that. I had spotting early on in my pregnancy, and that may be another thing that's contributing to the fear of miscarriage. I had spotting from I guess it was Thanksgiving Day, so I was 5 weeks, I don't know, I think I was 5 weeks, 6 days of that. Well, I don't know how far along it was. 5 weeks maybe. And so anyhow, I had brown spotting for 2 weeks exactly, and so it finally stopped. It's been stopped for nearly a week now. But, you know, ultrasound showed that everything's okay. There was no cause for the bleed. It was just there. And so it's probably just another one of my irrational fears. But so anyhow, you know, I may do another update. But, you know, I'm pregnant again. We're hoping to go the whole way. I'm due July 29th of 2010. And so that's it. I'm bloating a lot. I'll show you my belly, although it's just fat. But I'll show it to you. So that's it. And I might do another update in a couple weeks or so. So anyhow, let me show you my tummy. Let's see. So move everything out of the way here. Got my sweatshirt on because it's freezing in here. My husband likes to freeze me to death. Okay, so this is the front view of my tummy. And I still have baby fat left over, so... And plus it's at nighttime, so at nighttime I kind of get a little bigger. I bloat a little more at night, but I guess that's kind of normal. I did it with the girls too. So anyhow, so that's it. So, but until then, see ya.